This is my audience. According to CDC.gov and the writing of tobacco-related mortality that was written in April 28th, 2020, cigarette smoking causes 480,000 deaths annually. Smoking is a widespread problem in the US, and that causes a lot of diseases for people and a lot of deaths, which can cause tragedy to families and other people. I have looked up many credible sources for my speech today, and I would like to explain why smoking should be stopped in the US and how it is very dangerous for people. First, I will start with how smoking affects the user itself. CDC.gov also states in tobacco-related mortality that a smoker's life will be reduced 10 years if they smoke. Smoking is likely to cause lung cancer, cardiovascular diseases, and heart attacks. There's many other diseases that smoking causes, but those are just 3 of the main ones. CancerResearchUK.org states that in How Does Smoking Cause Cancer, last reviewed April 2nd, that cigarette smoke contains 70 cancer-causing chemicals that damage DNA. These chemicals are very dangerous for the human body, and not only do they damage DNA, but they cause cancer. And most of these diseases are incurable and have no research cure for the disease. Now that I've talked about how how smoking affects you, I will go on to how smoking affects others. Whenever you smoke, anyone around you is now subject to secondhand smoke, which is the smoke that comes out of the tip of the cigarette or that comes out when you blow. This is very dangerous, as it is just as dangerous as actually smoking. Another writing from CDC.gov named Health Effects on Secondhand Smoking states that there are no risk-free exposure levels to secondhand smoke. So that means any amount of secondhand smoke, you'll be subject to any disease. And secondhand smoke can cause ear and respiratory infections and asthma attacks. Now, secondhand smoke is really more dangerous for children and women, and it's just really dangerous for anyone. ClevelandClinic.org also recommends in their article that secondhand smoke dangers, that leaving areas of a smoker are the best options. But if you are unable to do so, you can just open a window or air filter, and that will be better. You can also ask someone to just not smoke in your vicinity at all. Now that I've talked about secondhand smoke, I'd like to talk about the environmental dangers of smoking. And NPS.gov states in their article, Smoking and Effects on the Environment for Concessioners, last updated August 11th, that cigarette filters are actually made out of non-biodegradable plastic, which is very harmful to the environment if not disposed correctly. They can release chemicals into the soil and anywhere, as well as whenever you smoke a cigarette, the gas and the toxins are released into the atmosphere, which can cause pollution, air pollution, and can change environments and ecosystems just by smoking one singular cigarette. Now that I've gone over my 3 points, I'd like to talk about misconceptions about smoking. And one misconception is that cigarettes make you feel good. While this may be true in the moment of smoking, this is because of the drug nicotine, which is highly addictive. And mentalhealth.org and Smoking and Mental Health, which was written March 9th of 2021, research has shown that smoking increases anxiety and tension, and that the relaxed feeling is temporary and soon leads to withdrawal symptoms. And that's very terrible, as the more you smoke, the more withdrawal symptoms you'll get and the worse you'll start to feel. Now I'll lead to my conclusion. Smoking is terrible for the human body, and I believe should be stopped. And smoking is estimated to cause 1 of 5 deaths and takes 480,000 lives yearly. And I believe that this problem should be stopped rapidly, as too many lives have been lost already to this addiction.
Good job.
Thank you.